Hello.
Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Katyayani, a master's PhD student of medical technologies, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to IIT Jodhpur, where we are celebrating a decade and a half of excellence and perseverance. Within these 15 years, IIT Jodhpur has become a future-driven institution that provides our young, curious minds a home to nurture our thoughts, our creativity, and breathe life into our visions, all in an effort to cater to our nation's technological needs and aspirations. To initiate the proceedings of this auspicious day, we invoke the blessings of the Almighty. I request our director, Professor To initiate the proceedings of this auspicious day, we invoke the blessings of the Almighty. I request our director, Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, Professor Sampath Vadera, and Professor S.C. Bose to escort our honorable chief guest, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary DST, onto the stage for the lamp lighting ceremony and mark the commencement of the event.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गजाननं भूतगणादि सेवितं कपिध्वजम्बो फलसारभक्षितम्।
Thank you, sirs. I request the dignitaries to take their seats on the dais. Thank you, sir. I consider it to be an honor to welcome our honorable chief guest for the event, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. I request Professor Vadera to welcome Dr. Chandrasekhar. We also welcome Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, Director, Iitj Jodhpur. I request Professor S.C. Bose to welcome Professor Chaudhary. Thank you, sir. Now, I request our Director, Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. On behalf of Iitj Jodhpur and myself, let me extend a warm welcome to Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. It's really a momentous occasion for us to have him here at Iitj Jodhpur, and the opportunity for us to tell him about the kind of activities which are happening at Iitj Jodhpur. It's also an important landmark in the history of Iitj Jodhpur that it has completed 15 years of its existence. And today we are starting this commemoration of this 15 years completion with the lighting of a lamp and inaugural remarks by Dr. Chandrasekhar. And we plan to have academic events and workshops in terms of introspecting what we have done as well as where we should go in time to come until we finish our 15th year on 2nd of August this year. If we look at our academic achievement and the research achievements and the research initiatives which has happened over the years, I think I do not have time to go through them in details, but I would just like to highlight some of the key features. We have started a medical technology program, which is a joint initiative between Iitj Jodhpur and Iitj Jodhpur. And why I chosen to mention it first, because this is a formal program where a degree is being awarded by an IIT and an Iitj for the first time in the country. And it's a watershed event in terms of achieving Atmanirbharta in the area of medical technology, where we are importing about 85% of these equipments from abroad. And building up the capacity, building up the research base is something very, very fundamental, and Iitj Jodhpur has trying to play a role in that space. Water and clean energy has been other two major areas we have focused on. And I'm very happy to report that all of you know that we have set up a center for sustainability of drinking water supported by Jal Shakti Mission, and which is a part of Jal Jeevan Mission initiative also of the Government of India. We have a strong base in the area of AI, with a particular focus on dependable AI, as well as computer vision, augmented reality, and virtual reality, and a technology innovation hub in the area of computer vision, augmented reality, and virtual reality is an instance of our collaborative effort, not only inside the institute, but also across the institute and across the globe. We have a pretty active group in quantum technology, because that's an area of fundamental research and technology development for the future. And an interdisciplinary group is actively involved in research in this space, and also having industry linkage with IBM, TCS, as well as few other industries. Sensors and IoT is another major area that we are working on, and I'm happy to report here that even the Rajasthan state government has come forward and supporting this initiative by committing a 70 crores investment to creating what is called AI of Things Innovation Hub in the campus. We have research centers in collaboration with partners. DRDO is setting up a DRDO Academia Industry Center focusing on 3 verticals at IIT Jodhpur. That formalities are all over, and we are going through a process of appointment of director to that center. We have Iitj, and another unique center which has been established at IIT Jodhpur, supported by Ministry of Ayush, where we are looking at modern science and technology intervention in the space of Ayurveda. The other initiative in terms of innovation space, we have created Technology Innovation and Startup Center, which is funded by BioNest as an incubator. We also have BioDesign to support these entrepreneurs who are working in this startup center. And I'm very happy to report, even just 2 days back, that Auto Incubation Center has selected IIT Jodhpur to setting up another incubation facility in various areas of technology development. And today, we had the fortune of having Dr. Chandrasekhar inaugurating the Student Innovation Center, which we named Anisha, and which will be a space dedicated only for the students to work on their own with new creative ideas which can go beyond their regular academic activities. In various ways, IIT Jodhpur has created an ecosystem where the disciplinary boundaries have become porous. We encourage creative and blue sky research and encourage innovations where the technology can translate it to the betterment of human beings. And with this philosophy and with this vision, I think IIT Jodhpur would move strongly forward. And to mark this occasion, I again welcome Professor Chandrasekhar and the other dignitaries who are present here, so that our celebration or commemoration of this event becomes successful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As part of the IITJ at 15 celebrations, I request the dignitaries to release the IITJ research brochure. This document portrays the research highlights of IIT Jodhpur. Thank you, sir. I also request the dignitaries to launch Intelia 2023, the Interdepartmental General Championship, by releasing the brochure and the flyer. The Intelia event is being organized by the students of IIT Jodhpur. Thank you, sir. And now, I invite Professor Sampath Raj Vadera, Deputy Director, IIT Jodhpur, to give the introduction of our chief guest, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India.
Very good afternoon. Greetings to all on the occasion of the launch of Iitj at 15 celebrations. During this formal launch of IIT Jodhpur at 15 celebrations, it's our honor and privilege for me to formally introduce our today's chief guest, Dr. Srivari Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. He is an internationally renowned organic chemist and is very well known for his outstanding contributions towards process development and synthesis of biologically active natural products. He was Alexander von Humboldt Fellow at Göttingen and postdoctoral fellow at University of Texas. He has got more than 300 publications and 22 patents to his credit. The citation of his research work has gone beyond 7,000 numbers in citations. For his outstanding contributions, Dr. Chandrasekhar has been conferred with numerous awards and honors. Important among them are CSIR Technology Awards in the year 2021, 2020, and 2014, 3 times. Golden Jubilee Commemoration Medal of Chemical Sciences from INSA, Chemical Research Society of India Silver Medal, AstraZeneca Research Endowment Award for the year 2019, Infosys Prize 2014 for Physical Sciences, Sir C.V. Raman Birth Centenary Award 2018, National Academy Sciences Reliance Platinum Jubilee Award. He is also fellow of prestigious national academies, namely Indian Academy of Sciences, Indian National Science Academy, and National Academy of Sciences. We welcome you to IIT Jodhpur on this inaugural event of Iitj at 15. May I request you to, sir, kindly deliver your chief guest address.
Good morning, friends, and greetings to all the friends on the dais. Shantanu, thank you so much for inviting me today here to also go around the new campus and also interact with some of the young minds. It's always a pleasure to be amongst the youngsters, to feel young at least, if not physically young. I'm so happy that I'm able to interact with all of you today. I greet all of you on this 15 years of your existence on this planet. And we don't know how long this planet survives because of the not so good behavior of all of us. So 15 is certainly a magic number. You are in the midst of your teens. So we all know that your teens begin at 13 and end at 19, and you're somewhere in the middle now. So I wish that you enjoy your teens with a lot of excitement, but also build a platform for the future. While I was asked by Shantanu I should give a institute lecture, I politely turned down, telling that if I start giving institute lecture, out of my 4 hours stay, I'll be talking for 1 hour. So I requested him that he should excuse me from giving an institute lecture, which I could always do some other time when I come for a longer time, or certainly with the world we live in, an online lecture for hours together, while all of you can switch off your camera and sleep. When we are at 15, I also thought that we would look at what is that these 15 years or 14 years have passed on, and look at future, whether we made the right platform. I used to be a scientist trying to do what is next, not realizing what was there before. Except that when you write a publication, I'm sure all of us do write publications, And when someone introduced me, I wrote 300 papers in my life already, and maybe another 50 I write before I retire. Always our first paragraph of the manuscript is the history. What has happened in that area? And then the next 4 paragraphs will be what we have done. And last para is how great we are. Because last para is read by the referee in deciding the fate of the journal, our paper. I think that's the template all of us use more or less. And novel, first time, all these kind of words are reasonably abused, now knowing that it is not really novel. So it's always good to know the history to see how novel we are or how contemporary we are. So for the last 7-8 years, while I have been doing a little science, I started looking at history of science. And I started preaching history of science of late. How important it is to know history to make the path for future. I am also excited at the way this world has grown, especially during the Industrial Revolution and the post-revolution. Again, when you look at revolution, it's always against the system. Revolutions are done against someone to topple. But at least in this word, I don't know, it's against the past maybe. The revolution was against the past. And while this industrial revolutions happened during late 19th century, early 20th century, I think it began around 1850 most probably, or 1870, and then it goes on. We became the most greedy living beings on this planet. I was addressing one of the convocations recently in Tirupati. I was also telling a similar story. I think we as Homo sapiens have become little more greedier than other living beings on this planet. This is the only genus and species, if you want to call Homo sapiens. This is the only species which tend to store everything for future, including putting money in the banks, which will shut down their doors anyway. Like we have seen in the US, 2 banks, after putting our monies there. We tend to store almost next 1 year's grocery at home, irrespective of whether our kitchen and storeroom can hold all of that or not. Because we realized that suddenly there was a lot of paddy crop or a wheat crop and available at 20 rupees kilo. Why not I buy 20 bags and keep in the storeroom? And then we know that after 6 months you open that storeroom and all is spoiled. It's a tendency of this Homo sapiens who graduated in the evolutionary process in the name of survival of the fittest. We became the most fittest people to be surviving on this planet. Of course, the next or the better than us is coronavirus, of course. Fortunately, we conquered it, thanks to all of us, whatever little science we could do. I also played some role during this pandemic when Bharat Biotech came up with the vaccine. They wanted a chemical which is called an adjuvant. And the technology made by Bharat Biotech and Chinese companies were similar. You take the virus, grow it, attenuate, and inject. But Bharat Biotech became unique because they added an adjuvant which gave the efficiency of the vaccine by 30% more. So it became 86% efficient compared to Chinese vaccine, which is only 45%. And we were able to produce about 30 crore doses of this vaccine, while AstraZeneca was on a much larger scale, over 150 crores. And end of the day, we made about 2 billion doses available to our own population. Another 500 million, 1 billion we sent to the world. This has shown the power of our science and technology to the world. And then I realized that academic institutes do play a very important role when there are challenges. I think we are the ones who react to those challenges, and I know Iitj Jodhpur has played an important role while this pandemic was on, and then you said that Rakshak program which you launched. So just to take the story forward, this revolution, industrial revolution, was the major motto of this industrial revolution was how to make Homo sapiens more comfortable on this planet. Because Homo sapiens has no gender. Generally, when we keep talking, we say human resource or manpower. I don't want to use any genders today. So that's what Homo sapiens has, no gender, I think. So I will use this word a little more often. So we were greedy that we wanted to have the most comfortable life on this planet. We created more IITs so that they make more technologies and they can create more processes, more better products. And we gave a lot of excitement to industries by giving tax rebates. And of course, whole world flourished because of this revolution, and we got materials better. One anecdote I heard in Bombay during a talk on environment was when Ford launched their first car. Year I forgot, I think 1890s or 1910, one of those, I don't know, that's the time. When Ford launched the car, the chairman of the Ford announced that for the first time in this universe, we are coming with a transport which is most environmentally friendly. Before that, the transport was, of course, horses and bullock carts. So he said that you put some petrol or diesel in it, and then a little smoke comes from behind, but then it is far better than a bullock cart and a horse transport. Because those days the roads were narrow, and when you run a chariot, the amount of dung these bulls or horses put on the roads was so dirty and stinky, they thought that was very bad for the planet. So Ford became a hero, that he has changed the transportation. So this is history. Exactly after 120 years, 130 years, we say that this petrol, diesel is very bad to the environment. And the cow dung and horse dung or whatever dung is best. Because we realize that that is manure, that is biocompatible, biodegradable, nothing better than that. So in this process of industrial revolution, we produce so much of carbon utilization. And this planet, which has survived reasonably well for over civilization of 5,000 years or 8,000 years, whatever we look at Mohendara, Harappa, whatever civilizations we have seen, maybe a little older. Within 120 years, if you take 1890s, the beginning of the revolution, or 1870, you can imagine in less than 200 years, 150 years, we have added so much carbon dioxide on this planet. We added so much of solid waste. We have destroyed the mountains. We have made sure that Arctic and Antarctic melt at much faster rate than what it have been. And now we are preaching to the world that how can we do net zero again. So we are in the process of correction now, not actually innovation. Whatever so-called good things we have done over 150 years, what is that not so good in those good things that we need to correct them? No blame on those scientists or industrialists or technologists. Need of that day was, famine was hitting the world. So we wanted more crop per acre. So we went on to make pesticide, we want to make urea, whatever is required. And for me, urea is the best chemical made ever in this world. The first organic molecule made in a laboratory, just one carbon unit, if chemists don't know that structure. And this has changed the way we do farming. Then, of course, we made so many agrochemicals, we went on to make antibiotics, we started mining, we took lithium, whatnot. And we are all comfortable today. We put on light in the daytime now. And in the night, when weather is fine, we shut down the doors and put on air conditioning. So then again, Honorable Prime Minister has to come and tell us that why not we change our lifestyle. He has been so gracious to launch a program called Lifestyle for Environment, which is pushing to make like Yoga Day, can we have a day for lifestyle for environment. So while these materials are made for the comfort for all of us, I think we also abused. Here only remind all of you of Mahatma's statement, Mahatma Gandhi. This planet has enough materials for all of us who are needy, but there's nothing for people who are too greedy. And unfortunately, I think we are aspiring to be greedy, and we lost the philosophy of our life. While I'm a scientist and I'm not supposed to teach or preach philosophy, I do believe that we need to bring in the element of humanity into the science, what we do. I do believe DST is committed to fund, invest our resources. The taxpayers' money is parked with us, and we allow to park our money in decent places or good places like what we are in this institute campus. But how effectively we use these resources to make this planet a livable planet. If you talk to environmentalists, they keep warning us that another 30 years, another 40 years, entire fossil fuels will be exhausted. I'm sure there must be some scientists in the audience who keep tracking on how much fossil fuel is there on the planet. If fossil is exhausted, what next? We talk of biodiesel, we talk of bioethanol. Today we had a meeting with some of you on the hydrogen economy. Hydrogen is hopefully supposed to be infinitely available on this planet because we have 65–70% of the planet covered with water, and hopefully we can start splitting water and start using hydrogen as a fuel. But hydrogen cannot replace everything and anything on this planet, and certainly we are going to have a big, big shortage after 30 years on fossil fuels. How are we going to hand over this planet to the backbenchers? I'm talking to my frontbenchers now. While people who are born, as I told, in 1890s or during World War, if you look at Google or talk to your ChatGPT, who's your new friend now, I think Facebook has become an old friend. Others have already dwindled away. I think ChatGPT is going to be your new pocket friend. You ask anything and everything, and the poor fellow will honor you. Even it can think for you. And maybe better programs will come using your AI, machine learning, and all that. So you can even write exam, and faculty can even set up the question paper using ChatGPT. So things are getting easier for all of us. So those people who are born during World War, I'm told they are called the silent generation. And those as generations are about 30 years each, because we know my son is 27 years younger to me because he was born when I was 27. So generally about 25–30 years is the gap between two generations. We think that's the generation gap. But now with the technology growth, the generation gap is 10 years. No technology survives for more than 10 years today. And then you keep getting the next version and next version and next version. So if this is the pace at which the generations change, and I'm addressing some of those generation Gen Alpha, and what else I don't know, maybe, I don't think there's any Y2K victims here. Those are born in 90s. They were all fond of this word Y2K. Our computers were made for, I think, 2 digits for the year. And 99, March 31st, midnight, the whole world thought it will become 00. And this 00 could be 1900 or 2000. And then, whenever there is a pandemic or a challenge to the planet, India is the first country to react. Like pandemic, we handled the best in the world. We have done better than US, better than Germany. I remember when this vaccine of mRNA was being talked in the US, people were making fun on India, that India can make 10 lakh vaccines per month or 10 lakh doses per day. It will take 10 years for them to complete all 1.4 billion people. And this country, thanks to Bharat Biotech, thanks to Poonawalla in Pune, and researchers like all of us, we have completed the country's vaccination much faster than many other people in the world. This itself shows that we are going to be superpower. We are going to be superpower in 2047 when India becomes 100 years of independence. We are on the right path. But we need to learn from the mistakes. As I told, I think we need to study history of science. What are those small mistakes we have done during the revolutions and correct them so that we pass on this planet to the backbenchers the way we received from our ancestors. My grandfather has passed on one of the finest planets to his son, who was my father. My father tried to give me a reasonably good planet in 1964. I think in 91, when my son was born, I don't think I have done what my father has done. It was not so conducive planet while Y2K was on the cards. And then those who are born in now this 21st century, whatever we call 2010, 20, we passed on pandemic, we passed on global warming, we passed on climate change, melting of the Arctic, ocean rising, fuel depletion, urbanization, rural world slowly depleting, agricultural land coming down. So these are the problems we are passing on to people sitting from 7th or 8th row onwards in this audience. And we say that now it's your job, we built 20 IITs, you solve your problem. I do believe it's the responsibility of all of us as faculty here, young minds sitting in the auditorium here, how we are going to make this planet a livable planet, lovable planet, and the planet which retains, which survives forever, and the Homo sapiens become eternal. Remember, eternality comes from our discipline. We have seen the largest animal on this planet also had to extinct. So extinction is the easier part, which is an evolutionary process. But if you want to fight against the evolution and make us survive on this planet, we have to do responsible science, creative science, which respects the planet. Once we respect the planet, planet will give us back what we want. On this auspicious 15th birthday of all of you in this organization, I wish all of you all the best, and I wish that this planet survives forever with the great science Iitj Jodhpur does. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of encouragement. Surely, we'll all take conscious steps towards sustainability. As a token of our respect and for the remembrance of our honorable chief guest, I request Professor Shantanu Chaudhary to present a memento to Dr. S. Chandrasekhar. Thank you so much, sir. And now, I invite Professor S.C. Bose, co-chairman of Iitj at 15 and advisor academics, Iitj Jodhpur, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Dr. Chandrasekhar, Secretary DST, Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, Director Iitj, Professor S.R. Badera, Deputy Director, all the invited guests, faculties, staff, students, and participants both online and offline. Namaskar. Starting from IIT Kanpur as the mentoring institute in 2008, Iitj has traveled through MBM College of Jodhpur to this beautiful permanent campus. It has completed its 14 years of existence in this planet and running in its 15th year. We have started celebrating the event with this program, the Lunch of Iitj at 15. On this occasion, we are honored and thankful to Dr. Chandrasekhar, or S. Chandrasekhar, for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion as the chief guest, even though for a short duration. Thank you very much, sir. We would have loved to have you with us for a longer period, at least for the whole day. As you all know, during this occasion, there are 3 programs: inauguration of the Technology Innovation Hub and Tinkering Lab, popularly known as, and we also have Iitj exhibition in the 2nd floor. Respective in charges and their team, including the students, tirelessly put in their effort to make it successful. I thank sincerely all of them, their in charges and the whole team, especially students. I thank all the administrative staff and the infrastructure people for their help and the cooperation to make it successful. Of course, the true encouragement and support for arranging such an event are derived from none other than our director, Professor Shantanu Chaudhary. I thank him for all his guidance and, of course, ideas. I thank everyone who have helped directly and indirectly for arranging this event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bose. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to visit the Iitj at 15 exhibition on the 2nd floor of this building, and I request the dignitaries and the faculties to proceed first, followed by the students. Refreshments will be served after the exhibition on the ground floor. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I wish you a good day ahead. Jai Hind.